Hello, thank you for stopping by. This is Carletta Cox with Deadly Crimes with Carletta Cox. Here I bring you crimes that I investigated and filtered through my eyes. Everything stated in this video is all alleged, and if you see me looking over reading, that is because I've typed all of these notes up because I will not remember everything. So I typed it up. So I will be looking over here a lot because I'm technically just reading all the notes that I've come up with. Everything stated in this video is all alleged. Everything is public information. All the clips and or videos are public. Please do your own research before making your own opinions about any case that I cover. This is the first case I've ever covered, and it's a very important one. But I just wanted to reiterate that I will be looking and reading from the notes that I've taken on the case on my computer. So if you see me looking over, that's why. Also, I want to apologize for the light that you can see in my glasses. I know a lot of people don't like that, but if I take it off, I literally can't see anything. So I have to have them on. Okay. So make sure if you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below. Like and share this video if you find it useful. Okay, so we're just going to get right into it. I've been seeing this case being reported everywhere, all over the Book of Faces, all over the talk, everywhere, but I'm only seeing bits and pieces, little tiny bits and pieces. I've dug and dug and dug and dug, and it's so hard to find all the information. So for days now, I've been researching night and day, literally, and I've put like a timeline together. I'm going to try to add like certain pictures. That's all new for me too, so we'll see how that goes. But I want to remind you that all of the information in this video is alleged. It's my opinion, it's alleged, it's stuff I found, just so you know. Okay, so the point of this video is to take all of that information that I've been finding here and there all over the place and just make it one video so that you can watch it and know everything, all of the accusations and everything like that. Okay, we're going to start with Emmanuel's father. His name is Jake Haro. I think it's Haro. Jake is a 32-year-old father of 5. Okay, we're going to start with Jake's first wife. Jake's first wife's name is Isabel. And in 2014, they had a son together. He is now 11. This son is the son that they were at the football practice on August 14th, whenever the incident occurred where Emmanuel was supposedly kidnapped. So, also at that football practice, Rebecca supposedly left with Emmanuel. We'll get to that. Okay, so she left to go get a mouthpiece. In my opinion, the rush to get a mouthpiece is suspicious, seeing as though whenever you buy a mouthpiece, there are some you can just use, but most of them have to be boiled, formed to fit the mouth, like molded, and then put in ice water. My kids play football, so I know. I know that there are some cheaper versions that you don't have to do that too, so that's just a little piece of information. Isabel, Jake's ex-wife, as of this week, took out a restraining order to protect her son, as she knew Emmanuel was not at the practice like Rebecca and Jake told the police. Emmanuel did not leave with Rebecca to go get her, Isabel's son, a mouthpiece. Also, more information on all the dad's charges and stuff will be later in the video. Jake's second wife, her name is Vanessa. So Jake and Vanessa had a son together in 2017, and then in 2018 they had a daughter together. Their son was born with fetal alcohol syndrome whenever he was born in 2017, and their daughter was born perfectly healthy in 2018. Perfectly healthy baby girl. On October 18th, 2018, in Hemet, H-E-M-E-T, California, at just 10 weeks old, Jake, I can't say A-B-U-S-E-D, I don't think. So he hurt his 10-week-old baby really, really bad, almost to a pulp. She went from a healthy baby to a baby who only has 3% brain function and is 100% dependent. She just turned 7 years old this year, and she is forever blind. She will never walk. She will never talk. She has to breathe with a trach. Her tube has to be suctioned constantly or she will suffocate on her own mucus. She will never be independent. This incident happened in 2018, but Jake wasn't charged until 2023, in which he served 6 months. 6 months in jail for willful child cruelty. Vanessa received probation. I'm assuming Vanessa received probation because, like, she didn't actually harm the baby. She just allowed her to be harmed. Which is weird because, anyways. Once the baby girl was released from the hospital in 2018, the mom, Vanessa's cousin, adopted her and her then 1-year-old brother, who is now 8. She adopted both of them. I don't believe Jake or Rebecca have anything to do with these kids anymore. Hopefully not. But I know that their names were changed, and their names are out there. The aunt's name's out there, and the kids' names are out there. But I'm not going to put that here. I'm not going to talk about their names because that's just not important. Okay, now on to his current wife, which is the mother of Emmanuel, Rebecca Haro, 41 years old. Now, mind you, Rebecca is 41. Jake is 32. Okay. Already, I'm just like, okay. If it was the other way around, we would be like, yeah, that's weird, blah, blah, blah. But since it's, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, we're not going to get into that. Rebecca has 2 daughters, both over the age of 18, with her ex-husband. Her ex-husband says he did not know about Jake at all. He did not know she remarried. He did not know that she had children, so he didn't know about Emmanuel, and he didn't know about their 2-year-old daughter. And it makes you wonder how much contact Rebecca had with her 18-year-old daughters, because I know that if I had contact with my girls over 18, we would talk about their siblings. They would tell their dad. They would talk about their siblings. He didn't know anything about the husband or the new kids. So it's like, okay. Rebecca and Jake have a 2-year-old daughter, and then they have 7-month-old Emmanuel. Looking back at photos, Emmanuel looked like your average 1 to 2-month-old baby. I personally didn't notice all the things I see in his 7-month photos. I didn't notice the lazy eye. I didn't notice the features that I would assume his sister that was hurt really bad by her dad has, you know. It's rumored that Emmanuel had not been to a doctor since he was 1 to 2 months old. It almost looks as though he had been put through heck and back, causing him to look the way he does at 7 months. He looks as though his spark is just gone from him. Like, there's no light in his little eyes. So I can only imagine what the kid has been through. But allegedly, the way he looks is from being beaten like his older sister at the hands of Jake in the past. The Haro's 2-year-old daughter has been removed from the home by CPS. Alright, so days before, this is what's crazy to me. Days before the incident, Jake and Rebecca went to the Big 5 Sporting Goods in San Bernardino City, California, and reported their car had been broken into. They went inside and reported that their car had been broken into, and they wanted to know if there were surveillance cameras outside. They were told no. Weird. She did already have the black eye then, and there was no baby Emmanuel. He was not with them. The incident occurred a day or so later on August 14th, 2025 at 7:47 roughly p.m. Rebecca was at Isabel, which is Jake's first wife. So, Rebecca was at the 11-year-old son's football practice, along with the 11-year-old boy's mom, Isabel, his dad, Jake, his mom's new husband, and Rebecca and Jake's 2-year-old daughter. There may have been other kids, I don't know. When Rebecca decided to go to Big 5 and grab the 11-year-old stepson a mouth guard for football, she was about to go in, but needed to change Emmanuel's diaper. So she decided to change his diaper in the car, which we've all done. We've all changed our kids in the car before we go into the store, because I don't like to use the store's bathrooms. She was changing his diaper, and While doing so, a man walked up, said "Hola," and hit her, rendering her unconscious. She did not see the man. When she regained consciousness, she realized her baby was gone. She searched outside and then went inside and was asking everyone had they seen Emmanuel before calling 911. Jake calls her to check on her and Emmanuel. She answers, but he cannot make sense of what she's saying. So she's like crying, sobbing. He couldn't understand. So the police took her phone. They get on the phone and they tell him what happened. That she was changing Emmanuel's diaper. A man came up, hit her, knocked her out, took the baby, and the baby's gone, right? His ex-wife, Isabel, and her husband take Jake from the football practice, which is where their son was having football. Rebecca had left with Emmanuel to go get the mouthpiece, right? So, Isabel and her husband take Jake to the Big Five Sporting Goods. There is a jewelry store and a liquor store who both have... Show you, this is the party pantry that I'm talking about. And directly across the street is the Big Five. And she was parked in one of these parking spots right up front at the building. Literally across the street. This is the jewelry store right here, Marlene's. If you look, the back of Marlene's has a camera. You can't see the back, but this is Big Five. So we're going to go like we're going this way, and there's Big Five. And if you're at Big Five and you're looking this way, right over this direction, I think it's right here, is the camera from the jewelry store. Released their footage of the camera. The camera's pointing to the Big Five parking lot, and in the footage, allegedly, there was no one but Rebecca, and she did fall, but there was no one around her on the footage, allegedly. Not only that, but there was never an Amber Alert issued for Emmanuel. I feel like we all know why there was never an Amber Alert issued, because normally they're on their Amber Alerts. But with the inconsistencies of her story, and they just didn't. Okay. The last sighting of baby Emmanuel was on August 3rd, when his mom is suspected of getting her black eye. It is rumored that Jake was hurting Emmanuel, possibly had offed him, even if by accident, and Rebecca stepped in, and that's where the black eye came from. She states it was from walking into the wall. That's what she says happened, but I mean, I guess it could be true. Like I said, that's just rumors, obviously. The police have not said anything like that. Here's another far-fetched thing. Emmanuel's mom attended a funeral on August 5th for a child in the family that had passed away. She did not have Emmanuel, but did have the black eye. It is rumored that she could have snuck baby Emmanuel's little BODY in the casket with the other child. This is only a rumor, and I don't suspect it to be true, but thought I'd mention it because it is something that popped up. I don't know. You take it however you want to take it, but it is something that popped up. Emmanuel's grandmother told police she thinks the parents are innocent. And I believe that this grandmother is Rebecca's mom. But she said she thinks the parents are innocent. Investigators wanted Rebecca to take a lie detector test since there were so many inconsistencies in her story. And Jake refused. She and Jake both refused. The Uvalde Foundation, I don't know if I'm saying that right, UVALDE. Uvalde Foundation for Kids. They originally set a $5,000 reward for Emmanuel's safe return, and they planned their own search party. But after they found out about the inconsistencies with Rebecca's story and the fact that she wouldn't take a lie detector test, they removed the reward and did not follow through with the search party. Police did not request footage from their home. Police did request footage from the Haro's home security cameras, but they had already deleted it. The investigators have dug up the front, the backyard. They dug holes in the inside of the house and the floor in their Cabazon home. They've searched with cadaver dogs. The family car was seized. They had a warrant for the cameras, computers, phones, etc. Jake's lawyer, Vincent Hughes, says that Jake and Rebecca had given them all the information and items that they asked for, but he did fail to mention that Rebecca and Jake gave all those items after they were met with a warrant for those items. So, you know, yeah, so the Haros had no choice but to give the items. That's the reason why they gave the items. It has been said that they found blood in the laundry room, which is said to be Rebecca's. Again, all of this is alleged. Allegedly, the abandoned house across the street from their resident was set fire by a homeless man and a homeless...
We caught two homeless guys, starting as a guy and a girl, started a residential fire and took off. And the sheriff's department beat on the door. We cannot get anybody to answer the door right now, but we do have identity on the suspects. It looks like there's an RV back there as well that's on fire.
Woman. Police questioned the individuals as to why they set the abandoned house on fire, and they had no answers. Speculations are that they were paid to burn it. Not confirmed, but people are saying it could be the place where Emmanuel was harmed. Also not confirmed. It kind of makes sense to me, but again, not confirmed. There were tips made to the police about possible items in a dumpster near their house. By their house, I mean the Haro's house. It is rumored they found and bagged clothes among other items found in a dumpster located about a quarter of a mile from their residence. Not confirmed to be true or to be Emmanuel's. This is just, you know. More info on Emmanuel's dad, Jake Haro. Evidently, the lawyer, Vincent Hughes, is only Jake's lawyer, and he does not represent Rebecca. We know Jake abused and nearly KILLED his 10-week-old baby girl in 2018. She now has only 3% brain usage and is 100% dependent. He was charged for the October 18, 2018 incident in 2023, which he was sentenced to 6 months in jail for willful child cruelty. How that wasn't attempted red rum, I don't know, because anyways, Jake received probation for the felony conviction. He has a hearing September 2nd to determine if a pair of weapon charges he picked up in 2024 will land him back behind bars. Last June, he was allegedly caught in Banning and slapped with 2 charges for possessing a arm fire, but read backwards so tube doesn't get me, and ammunition as a convicted felon and narcotic addict. He pled guilty. Okay. So, I found some info about Rebecca's brother. This has absolutely nothing to do with the case. Nothing. It's just important. I just think that it's interesting. It's not important to the case. It has nothing to do with the case. It doesn't mean Rebecca did anything to Emmanuel. It's just important. I mean, it's just interesting information. Okay. So, Rebecca's 35-year-old brother, James Bauschhausen, was convicted of first-degree red rum, read that backwards, in 2017 for the offing of 27-year-old Jalen Keith. He was Okay, so Jaylen was found in a bathtub of their shared apartment in Palm Springs with a shot pew-pew to the forehead, okay? Prosecutors argued James rendered Jaylen unconscious and placed her in the bathtub. He then pewed her in the forehead while hiding behind a shower curtain to avoid getting red splatter on himself. He then tried to make it appear that it was self-inflicted, and made it seem her mental health had caused her to off herself. James had messages showing Jaylen had planned to leave him due to his drinking and continued violence. The jury sided with the prosecutors, rejecting the defense's claim that her mental health pushed her to harm herself. James, which is Rebecca's brother, was sentenced to 50 years in the state prison. So this is all the information that I have so far that I have to report about. I'm gonna follow the case. I'm watching everything. But if you have any information about what happened or Emmanuel's whereabouts, please contact Specialized Investigations Division at 909-890-4904, or you can contact Anonymous Tips to We Tip at 1-800-78-CRIME. As always, please do your own research. Everything I stated in this video is alleged. I found all of the information online. You are more than welcome to do your own research to decide what you believe. Make sure, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, like and share this video if you found it useful, and please comment anything that I missed. Thank you.